Hey guys, so underground homes are extremely unusual and, let's be honest, kind of enticing. They're usually pretty artistic, sometimes kind of feel like they're from our childhood dreams, and they're always really secretive. And no matter what, they're always unique. So today we're going to talk about some homes that are hard to believe that they even exist. The Edgeland House. So when somebody in a suburban area started building a hut in the middle of a field, the locals were curiously watching the process from a distance. But they were even more surprised when the builders said what the cost estimate was. A home with dirt and a grass roof cost the owner over $2 million. So rumors of the strange man quickly spread like wildfire. People started laughing at his irrational spending. So the appearance really does look like an abandoned hut, until you look inside, that is. The slanted roof is at ground level and covered in grass, and all the majesty of modern design can only be seen inside. So the home's interior is actually quite pleasant, with modern technology and even a pool. You can think of this home as green in every sense. So the creators made sure the building was made entirely in an eco-friendly style. The home's design was inspired by ancient human homes and huts that were used for centuries by the Native Americans. From a distance, the building looks like two small hills with round slopes covered by thick grass. But when you get closer, you'll see a home with a roof, siding, and windows. It has everything a normal home does, with just an unusual appearance to boot. Now, don't rush to conclusions on this one because it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's an unusual, spacious interior that can be found underground with a fashionable, stylish interior. So the building is actually made up of two independent pieces. There's a living room on one side and two bedrooms on the other. Large glass walls compensate for the lack of windows and actually let sunlight inside. Now, the interior climate is controlled by a geothermal cooling and heating system. The home also has its own water purification system, as the pool cleaning system works without electricity or chemicals. Cave Home, Festus, USA. A sandstone cave became a good place for a home in Festus, Missouri. This place was actually bought on eBay by a couple, and just 5 years later, it's been turned into a home with an unusual climate. So the home has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's about 3,700 square feet. The construction cost about $315,000, but when you find out what's inside, you're gonna think that's a pretty good bargain. So from the side, the home looks like the entrance to a cave with many windows. But each of those windows is actually a separate glass door. The owners decided not to build a ton of walls inside and let the original stone organically be included in the design. The lower level of the home has a living room, the kitchen, and laundry room. And the upper level has the bedrooms and bathrooms. The cave also has its own history. So its interior was used as a huge public skating rink in the 1960s, and later was used for concerts by celebrities like Tina Turner. People originally laughed at this home, but those who were able to get a glance inside changed their mind and said it was stunning. Survival Condo in Kansas. The Survival Condo project is a luxurious residential complex built in a former missile bunker near Concord, Kansas. So the bunker was originally built in the 1960s, but 15 years later, the underground levels of the bunker were repurposed as 15 luxurious apartments. The outside of the entrance is hardly attractive. It's a wrought iron door stuck between 2 cement walls. Buyers were offered buying a half a floor, about 900 square feet, for, get this, $1.5 million, or you could have the whole floor to yourself for a sweet $3 million. Now, if this price seems a little unreasonable, remember, this is where you'll spend the first 5 years after a nuclear holocaust. Additionally, the luxurious complex can let you survive a nuclear blast without sacrificing comfort, since it has a movie theater, a library, and a pool. Unfortunately for you, all the apartments right now have already been sold. Home on Phillip Island in Australia. So the history of this home begins actually in 1983. It was created as a vacation home for architect Barry Marshall, the head of a large architecture firm. So at first glance, like all of these, it's really unimposing. It's a 1-floor bunker, empty moat in the front. It just doesn't look comfortable. But take a closer look here. The home is built out of a concrete base 18 feet wide and 108 feet long. The walls are intentionally attached, and the floor is covered in polished wood. The interior also has steel and chrome, and the furniture is pretty minimal. Now, the architect was able to create a spacious, well-lit home for a comfortable vacation, and it doesn't even require a lot of cleaning. Hidden home in Knightsbridge, England. So at first glance, this home looks like a concrete box with a black door that could house like a dry cleaners or maybe a food stand or something. Passers-by probably don't even pay attention to it, but they should, because this concrete box contains fancy apartments whose construction required an ambitious and well-thought-out plan, £1.9 million sterling, and 16 months of work. So the apartments have 3 bedrooms and a living room that has a special light well for natural lighting. The interior of the underground home is made in a loft style out of natural stone, wood, and glass. The apartment was made where 2 old underground storage buildings were. They were completely refurbished for living conditions, but passers-by would only laugh at the price of almost £2 million when seeing it from the outside. Beckham Creek Cave Lodge in Arkansas, USA. The cave that currently houses these luxurious apartments was bought in 1980 by businessman John Hay. He wanted to use it as a bomb shelter for a nuclear war. But after the Cold War ended in 1990, the cave received a second life. It was bought by a mysterious Mr. Richardson. He invested about $6 million in it and turned it into a trendy nightclub that attracted Hollywood stars. The next owner turned it into a comfortable home. The home is unique because its inside has stalactites that blend into the interior quite well. There are 5 bedrooms that could hold 10 people hidden in the cave's depths. The cost of the home is about $2.8 million. However, you can also rent the apartments. Chandlers Home in Virginia, USA. So this home was built above the Potomac River and uses its non-standard location to the fullest. The 1,700 square foot home has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and living areas, and costs $1.3 million. It was designed in 1977 by architect Donald Chandler. Now, from the driveway, it looks like an unassuming concrete structure with parking, like all these that we're talking about. But if you're lucky enough to actually go inside this 20th century architectural masterpiece, you're going to be floored. Because this cozy interior with stone accents and polished wood is lit by natural light thanks to skylights. Now, the bedroom walls are lit by panoramic windows, and storage compartments are conveniently located in the home's walls. The opposite end of the home has an open rest area with a grill and paths for walking in the forest. Dune House in Florida. This home's design was made in 1960 by architect William Morgan. The Dune House was built in the 1970s in a modernism style. It's completely covered by sand dunes, since Morgan decided to preserve the relaxing image of the beach. Surprisingly, many years later, the interior looks modern and retro simultaneously. The smooth white walls without corners and the bright wooden furniture create a relaxing, cozy atmosphere. And the home is made up of 2 mirrored duplexes. So it's kind of small, but thanks to the room placement, it doesn't feel like it. And who would like to sit in their home in sunny Florida? Well, if you want, you can buy both duplexes for about $722,000. Lonsdelight in Switzerland. So this home is unusual in every sense. The geometry of the building is made of glass and steel, and it's really impressive. This is already an achievement for such a fashionable and exclusive place like the St. Moritz Resort. But the biggest secret is hiding underground. There are 7 underground levels beneath the mansion. Every millimeter of the mansion that costs $185 million is drenched with luxury and extravagance. You can travel between the floors on an elevator, but since there are glass floors in the hallways, you can always see all 7 floors at the same time. The secret underground home in Bowden, England. Now, this home takes first place for many reasons. Built into the ground when privacy is highly valued, this home is hidden from outsiders in an unbelievably creative way. This home's appearance looks like a stone shed, especially compared to the old extravagant mansions nearby, but if you were told that this shed cost £2.5 million, you'd probably fall down laughing. But once you get yourself back up, you might feel a little different when you saw it from another angle. So the home is underground, and you'll find a relaxation zone with large glass discs in the middle inside the stone structure. But the disc is actually a window that lets in daylight 50 feet below ground. The light well is surrounded by spirals of apartments that have unusual status attributes. Moreover, you can take a water slide from the master bedroom to the pool. Well, that's all for today. Be sure to leave us a like and comment. Let me know which one of these houses you'd actually like to live in. And we'll see you next time.